Hello, everyone. I am the Hello, everyone. I'm the DBR, and welcome to the Ace of Spades live stream. So, sorry about the lighting. So, let me just get into YouTube really quick. That way I can see what's going on in the chat. YouTube really quick. That way I can see what's going on in the chat. Okay, so first of all, I am going to sorry, nervous. It's my first live stream. I'm going to talk about the big project we have going on. And I'm going to talk about the big project we have going on. So so what we're working on is very simple. We are going to make a live action buddy fight series in which you all will have the opportunity to be a part of the creative process. So what that means is that I sorry, got a notification from Saga about y'all hearing my computer's audio. Anyway, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to sum up the Ace of Spades live action project and then let you all tell me what you think and possibly contribute to the production of it. So let me screen share the project info with you all really quick. The project info. Okay, so first of all, here is the project that we have. It is the Ace of Spades live action. This is basically the beginning idea of what we're going to do. So we have our actors over here, or our potential actors, the character they might play, which y'all will possibly get to help name in the chat, and the deck they will be playing, then whether they are a protagonist, antagonist, or a lancer, which lancer is essentially they are self-serving. So what we are going to start with is we'll have character file episodes, which it'll introduce the character, the deck they play, show relationships to whoever else to whatever other characters they know and encounter, get everyone on the path to the first arch enemy fight, which I'll explain that later in the question segment. And then, show off other possible custom formats that we will be doing in this series. So for the summary of what this is about, our story is really simple. There is a set of keys that they all that there is a set of keys that once all of them are gathered, the player who is in possession of all of them, they get to make a change to the game of Buddy Fight itself, which, as you know, would kind of be a big deal for anyone. Like, even in the actual world of Buddy Fight, the actual world of Buddy Fight, our world of Buddy Fight, whatever world of Buddy Fight we're dealing with, changing the game itself would be a big deal. So, and that's the story we want to tell. We want to tell a story of how, players would change the game if they had the power. What happens when the power falls into the hands of the players, or what happens when the power falls into the hands of just people within the greater Buddy Fight community. The format is a little bit intended to be similar to Yu-Gi-Oh! Zetsul, which, if y'all haven't seen that, it's a simple gather the MacGuffin. The MacGuffin does this, and then from there we get a series of episodes of how the characters get to the MacGuffin, how the characters react over the MacGuffin, and etc. But we want to try and take this a step further with, showing how the players could have power, would have power, and very, very simply would be the main focus of, driving how the game might change. So what I'd like to get to next is the question segment. What questions might you all have? What might concern you about this project? And what would you all like to see from it? So if you put that in the chat, please let me know. And then I will answer questions as I see them pop up. Okay, so Mage's RPG asked how this power would not become the most OP thing ever, which the idea is partially that, well, in the wrong hands, the game could become overpowered. That's something we want to explore within the project. So, if players actually ended up all getting whatever they wanted, in someone's hands, it would become OP. And that's part of what we're exploring here. So it's not intended to become the most OP thing ever, except for certain characters. Any other questions that we have about the project, what it is, what might go on within it? Because, this live stream is buffering. What might go on in it? This live stream is for you guys to ask about what's going on. And okay, so Mage's RPG once again asked, how would you keep it from becoming OP? So in the first episode, we have one great big arch enemy who has all the keys, all the power, and the ability to change the game off the bat. So they would potentially be very overpowered. So what we're first going to do is we're going to, have a large scale fight between all the characters and the archenemy, or the first archenemy. What happens then is, somehow, regardless of the result, whether the archenemy wins or loses, the keys all scatter. They'll scatter, go to the four corners of the earth, and then other people start picking them up. So as they pick them up, it kind of works similarly to the number cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, and everyone has whatever key they picked up, which they then use in battles to compete for them. Mages, did that help? Mm. Thank you, Saga, for helping me out there. So what happened is, Mage's RPG asked, why wouldn't the archenemy just stop this from happening if they have all the power? So the power can only be used once to change the game, so you can't make more than one wish, which is kind of similar to how the Dragon Balls used to work, but it is a one-time and only one-time deal. So, it is a one-time and only one-time deal. So whoever makes the wish the first time, that is it. That is their wish. They have it done. The game is changed. So, any further questions from anyone? Who am I? Well, Mages, could you explain what you mean by who am I? Because who am I could mean a lot of things. Okay, Mages, please explain what who am I means. You're spamming the chat with who are you, what's going on, like, what are you trying to say? And the chat went dead. Okay, so I'm going to reply to Mages based on what little information I do have. Okay, Mages RPG asked, what is this channel for? So what this channel is for is, it is for a Buddy Fight Abridged series, which we are in the process of working on, and we are also in the process of working on this live action series. Which hopefully you guys will help me with the part of the creative process in during this live stream. So what I'd like to know is what you all would like to name the characters. So I have a good chunk. Mages RPG asked, okay, I see, for which version of Buddy Fight? So the Abridged series is planned for Buddy Fight Ace, and we are going to start scripting once we're about halfway through the whole thing. Once we're about halfway through the series, so scripting will start right after about episode 25 or 30 airs. So, do we have any other questions that aren't from Mage's RPG? Or even more questions from Mage's RPG? Because he apparently has a lot to say in this video. I just want to get everything out there, get everything explained, clear up any kind of confusion that you all might have. So let me know what y'all are thinking. Whoever all is here. I cannot answer what the purpose of life is. So what are you all thinking about relating to the live action buddy fight project that we are going to be working on? Or buddy fight Ace Abridged, or anything regarding those? Either project, the channel, just the gist of everything happening. Because this is okay. So Saga asked, when is the production starting? And so when the production starts is going to be a little bit more complicated than some of my other answers. First of all, we are starting to script, name the characters, and get everything generally planned out right now. That is the first part of everything. For the next question, we have Mage's RPG again, and he responded with, is the live action thing going to be independent, or is it a live buddy fight Ace adaptation? So this is independent. As I kind of tried to explain earlier, it's going to be similar to Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, but we're applying it to buddy fight with the key MacGuffins that can change the game. However, one time they can only change the game the once, but they can change the game however that one person wants. So mages, I'll get to that one privately, but to all of you watching, I would like your help naming the characters that we will all be playing. The characters that we will all be playing. So the first character we have is mine, and I want to know what you guys have to name him. I'd like to know what you guys have to name him, because I'm trying to figure everything out and just, get you guys information. This is the point of the live stream. Okay, so Mage's RPG wants me to be named Jackson. Does anyone have a last name for Jackson? Anyone watching? Oh, y'all are naming my character first, by the way. The DBR's character. So we have the first name as suggested by Mage's RPG. My character will be named Jackson Jet. So I'm going to go into the document, edit my name, or edit my character's name. Voila, we have the first character, Jackson Jet. We already have planned out what world the people playing the characters will be named, or not. We don't have their names figured out. That's part of why the live stream is here, but we know what they're playing. So let me show all of you the document on screen share, which I already did earlier, but oh well, I can share it again. So here is what we are. Here's what we currently have. So we have me. We have everyone trying to play their own deck. So first we have the DBR, which is me, and the character y'all or mages just named in the chat is Jackson Jet. So that'll be my character's name. I will be playing my Sun Dragon deck, which if you would like to do that, let me know. Or like to do that. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna be playing, of course, my Sun Dragon deck, which if y'all don't know what it's like, go check out my deck profile of it on the channel. So first, let's look at the so next up, Saga's character. He is a protagonist. He will be playing Jack in any form of the deck, Dragon World, Star Dragon World, whatever. And I'd like to know what you all in the chat would like to name his character. So so what would you all like to name his character? No, we are not. Okay, so I will not allow canon character names. I will not allow canon character names into the into the production. So you can't go and name, like, you can't go and take Aqua's character and say, I want to name him Gal Mikado. I'm not allowing that. So does anyone have any kind of name suggestion for okay, so we have the suggestion for Saga's character of Ren Tojitsu. So I'm going to type that in. And there we go. We have Ren Tojitsu, Saga's character. He is a jackknife player. So next up, I'd like to hear what you guys would like to name Feed's character. If you don't know who Feed is, he's the guy who has the Prism Dragon deck profile as also posted within the channel. So If any of you are wondering why I decided to come into the live stream and ask you all what to name the characters, it was to try and put the subscribers into our creative process, because I figured it'd be a fun thing for all you guys to do. So right now we are naming Feed. He is the highlighted name on screen. And we have a suggestion from Mages of Kenneth Rainbow. Kenneth Rainbow. Do we have any other suggestions for Feed's character? Or would you all like me to explain his personality first? Because I can explain that in the chat. Or I can't explain that in the chat. We now got Kyle Light. So I think I'll take Kyle Light. Okay, so the next character we have to name is Aqua's character. So what he's going to do, or his personality is, he's going to be kind of blunt, really sarcastic, and just kind of a general jokester when he buddy fights people, which it'll make him a really fun character to have around. So, what would you all name to get across a fun kind of trickster with the whole thing? And to anyone joining the chat, to anyone just now joining the stream, we have, could we have Saga or Mages or someone kind of explain what's going on generally? Because, I really don't want to have to go back and explain it again. So right now I'm going to post our live stream into Buddy Jacoby's channel. Shout out to him for letting me do that really quick. Okay, so back into the stream now. What do we have for a trickster character name? I'd really like to hear from someone other than Mages for a trickster character name. Or just someone like Mages. I appreciate you contributing to the chat and trying to be part of the process. That's part of why I made the video, like I've said plenty of times already. But, does anyone else have ideas for just generally adding on to the okay, so from Sam's _0195, we have Pika Elias. Kind of strange, but I'll take it. I will take Pika. I can't type to. I really can't type today. But thank you, Sans, for the Pika Elias suggestion. So, oh, I did not mean to put in all those zeros. That's my bad, guys. Okay, so we have someone attempting to call in and join the live stream. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do that and monitor the chat at the same time right now. So, thank you, Saga, for once again explaining what's going on here. So, let's get whoever's let's get whoever is new to the chat. Let's get a suggestion for them as to what to name Luna's character. So, for reference, Luna's character is cold, analytical, and intelligent. He rarely takes anything from anybody. He ends up mostly adding on to what the character's deck build with, and as of right now we have him as a antagonist, which that might change later depending on how he's named, or just the arc we decide to make Luna's character undergo. So thank you, Mages, for the suggestion of Coralon, but I'd like to hear from someone else in the chat. Okay, so I got confirmation from Pork that he will be playing Link Dragon Order, in fact, during this live action series. So thank you for confirming that, Pork. Which Pork isn't in the chat right now, but I appreciate him Discord messaging me. I appreciate Pork Discord messaging me and confirming that he is going to be playing Link Dragon Order. So, next up, do we have any other name suggestions for Luna's character? Other than Coralon Shikatsu, which I don't mind Coralon Shikatsu, I just want to hear from other people that aren't mages. I can hear from Saga, I can hear from, just anyone coming into the chat right about now. Or if you're watching this video after it goes live, let me know in the comments below and I'll see if your video... Okay, so from Winter Woods, we got... we got Taidoga Naiga, right? I like Taidoga. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take Taidoga. So thank you, Winter Woods. Taidoga. I mm, yeah. So we have Tidota. I can't talk today, and I can't type today. Tidota. I said it right once. Tidoga Nyaiga. So first we have him, which will be Luna's character. So thank you to Winter for suggesting Tidoga. Next up, we have Cardfight Kenny's character. So Cardfight Kenny is another YouTuber who will he's his own separate thing. He does a lot of Vanguard related stuff. Shameless plug for him here. But he might join in on our little on our project every once in a while. So let's start with naming Cardfight Kenny. Anyone have any suggestions for Cardfight Kenny? Also, please subscribe to him. He's a pretty cool dude. So the chat's kind of dead when it comes to Cardfight Kenny. Yes, he doesn't get any love. He's an antagonist. No love. Okay, so Saga suggested no. Okay, so I'm gonna combine what Saga suggested with what Mage's RPG suggested. So I'm gonna take David. I'm gonna take David from Mage's, and then I'm gonna take Nova, but then I'm gonna take the Agia. So we have David Novagia for Cardfight Kenny's character. So I like what Sans suggested of Zen Fuko, which I will take for Pork's character. Fuko. So now we have Zen Fuko. And next we have a actor who may or may not show up into the live action project. We're not sure yet. However, I'd like to hear suggestions about what to name her character. Once again, none of the generalized roles are permanent, but for right now, she might be an antagonist. So let me know what y'all would like to see for her name. So we have one suggestion so far from Sans again of Sherry Newman. So that is one possibility. I'm gonna wait and hear out other people's suggestions on this. Anyone? Bueller? Oh, so we have Ray. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's spelled Reyu-Tzu, which was supposed to be for the female character. It read like a male name to me, so I apologize to Winter Woods, but I will take that suggestion into account. Finally, we have. Okay, so the name is pronounced Ryuzu, which good to know. And Ryuzu is for either gender, according to Winter Woods and everyone else. So right now we we are in the running between Sans suggested you know what? I think I'll take it. I think I will take Sherry Ryuzu, which I'm gonna horribly misspell that here in a second. Well, not horribly misspell it, but horribly attempt to type it. Okay, moment of truth here. Okay, so we have her character down as Sherry Ryuzu, or Ryuzu. So, next up, I'm going to explain the format section of so someone tried to suggest a name for the mysterious fighter down in the chat, which the mysterious fighter will not have a name as of yet, and that is because they are simply known as the mysterious fighter. We do not know who they are. We do not know anything about them. They will be masked until such time as they are not. Oh, so I apologize. I was told that Sherry is actually pronounced Cherry. That is my bad. My bad. Thank you, Sans, for the correction. So, anyway, next I'm going to get into generally explaining the ideas for extra buddy fight formats that we have. So, first of all, we have arch enemy. So, that is going to be the main. That is going to be kind of the part one of the main fights of the series. It's going to be in episode 1. So, how Arch Enemy. Well, Arch Enemy was originally a Magic the Gathering format, which my friends and I got bored at D&D one night, and so we tried to adapt it as so to fit for Buddy Fight, which we then we adapted into the following basic format. So instead of the normal 3 zones that a player would have, they instead have 5 if they are the arch enemy. Their size if they go by the normal size limit, their size limit is doubled. And if they're playing the chaos, sorry, they keep the same size limit. But anyway, so how that works is you have the arch enemy against whatever number of players you have playing. So, let's say the arch enemy is playing against 4 people. The archenemy starts the game with 40 life in that case, so 10 per each person they go up against. It has to be at least 2 or greater for their opponent number. And then, so if they're up against 4, they have 40. If they're up against 10, they have 100. If they're up against 3, they have 30, and so on and so on. But the idea after that is the players up against the archenemy all take turns trying to whittle down their life points. However, the archenemy gets to fight back with a couple advantages. So first of all, they have the typically doubled size limit, which, you know, that's always really useful. They have a field of 5, which they can arrange in one of 2 ways. They can have 3 centers, a left and a right. They can have 1 center, 2 lefts, and 2 rights. That's it. But they also, in addition, the archenemy gets a set of 15 to 20 cards called the evil plot cards. So what the evil plot cards are able to do is they can they're basically an extra deck of cards, or in our case they will be keys, but details that that give the archenemy certain advantages. So, you know, one of them might be as something as simple as blocking an attack. One of them could be, you know, equipping an item. You know, archenemy cards can be almost anything except for a monster, and the big rules are the archenemy cards, they cannot be an instant win condition, and they cannot, you know, just do something obscene like completely shut down the enemy's board, say they can't play any monsters, or, you know, something really off the wall like that. So, do we have any questions in the chat about how archenemy generally works? Because I want to make sure everyone kind of understands what I'm saying about the archenemy format really quick before I move on to the other types of match, because those will be kind of important. Or the archenemy one is kind of the biggest one that we have. In all seriousness, it is our biggest format. This is like the big money right here. I'm going to highlight it because it's important. So I am not currently seeing any questions about how archenemy works in the chat. So next, I'm going to move on to tag matches. So how tag matches work is you have a group of buddy fighters, or 2 groups of buddy fighters, and they are in teams. So tag could be any number. It could be 2-on-2, 3-on-3, you know, equal teams greater than 1-on-1. That's the idea of it. It's very simple. So each player has their own separate field, life, and hand. What they can do with that is they are able to, you know, play the game as usual. However, there are a couple of caveats. So you are capable of guarding for your teammates. So however you want to guard for them, as long as you meet the conditions, you can do it. So if your friend's monster is getting attacked, and, you know, let's say you have an open center and Drago Bond in your hand, you can keep their monster around by playing Drago Bond, but you can also distribute the effect to another player on your team. Then there's the additional caveat of all the teammates also share gauge, meaning they can use each other's materials to help pay cost depending on what the team needs. So if you have a teammate who gets lots of gauge and, needs stuff in their drop for their deck to work, then, the teammates can pay their gauge in order to help bring the match along. So, do we have any questions about tag matches? So, I'm not sure how frequent they will be, but I know they will come up. So, I'm going to put them in a slightly less important pink. Okay, actually, no. The pink makes it look brighter than and more important than the yellow. So, I'm going to go with a darker. There we go. So, they're going to be there. They're going to be important, but they're not as important as archenemy matches. Do we have any questions about how those will kind of work? Okay, no questions. Next up, we have the key matches. So, as I have mentioned earlier in the live stream, there is a set of keys that are the big archenemy card MacGuffin that drives the plot along, lets you change the game, and just generally helps bring the game further, or not the game further, the plot further. So basically, this kind of works like the way a number battle did back in Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. You know, both players have keys. Or all players involved have keys, because you can apply a key match to any other type of match that will be around. And so everyone kind of gambles at one of their keys, like, hey, I have this one, you have that one. If I win, and then, whoever the winners are, they get a kind of winner takes all situation, which then will put the keys into the hands of other people and get the plot kind of moving. So those are definitely gonna be a bread and butter type thing. So those are very important. Next up, we have lesser archenemy matches. So those will be about as important as the tag matches and probably a little more frequent than them. So what goes on in those is, instead of using like the archenemy keys, you use custom archenemy cards. And other than that, it works exactly like an archenemy match, only these ones are, the lesser archenemy matches are more for fun. It's a recreational form of the game. So, do we have any questions about how the lesser archenemy matches kind of work? I'm gonna wait for any of those, check over my document really quick, look around, and okay, so I'm not seeing any questions about the archenemy match, or about any of the included buddy fight matches as seen up here. So next up are the possibility formats. Now, we don't know if we will be using these. However, they are possible to come up. It depends on how they service the plot, if a character is really, really interested in them, or whatever we essentially feel the show needs. Battle Royale, 4 players, all competing against each other. First, last one standing is the winner. Very simple. Action buddy fights, essentially, pseudo evil plot cards, or not evil plot cards. Action cards are distributed around the field of play. Pick one up, and you can get either a good effect or a bad effect. Pretty simple. Now, Switch. I'm gonna keep that one a secret for now, and probably make that one its own live stream in the future, because it's a little more complicated in terms of what it is. Then finally, we have Randomizer. So this is a buddy fight in which instead of the effects being pseudo-controlled like in an action buddy fight or an arch enemy buddy fight, basically what happens every turn, at the end of every turn by either player, a 100-sided dice is rolled. Then the number corresponding with that 100-sided dice, whatever that effect states, happens. Pretty simple. And that is all I have for the Buddy Fight live action series today. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on Discord, leave a comment down below, or just email me at BF Ace of Spades or BuddyFight Ace of Spades at gmail.com. Then I will talk to you all. I will see you all later. This is the DBR signing off.